It doesn't look like it, but I swear I did put thought into this. Hey, I'm Issa, and I'm learning to convert this van all by myself while traveling out of it as much as possible. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is mount this battery protect, and this is going to be to protect my 12-volt loads from my batteries. So it's going to shut off my 12-volt side if something for some reason is just like running too much and my batteries are going to die. So I have to connect this, but first I'm going to mount. So it already previously decided where everything was going, so that's actually kind of nice. And then it goes with this 100 amp fuse. So I'm going to put that in place first. Oh, and I also have to think, how am I going to get a screwdriver in there? I'm not. Shoot. I have to rethink this. I decided I'm going to mount them this way instead. So I'm still within the same space I had configured. I'm learning that even if I think I know what I'm doing, I don't. And also consider your wires and the wire sizes, because these big 4/0 wires, those just ate up a bunch of room. Using my good old magnet trick, because then this just stays on a bit better. Can you see all my little outlines I did in pencil? This is for this. This is for the Orion DC to DC. I'm going to have another breaker here. One of my the servo, I guess, brains go there. My MPPTF space for it over there. So I'm trying to be considerate, because I'm probably going to have this walled off here for my bench out this way. So I don't want to take up much more room here. But I am going to have wires coming up off of this on each side. Also, hand tightening is the only way I can guarantee I don't strip a screw. This is 14/2 wire. No, excuse me. This is 4/2 wire. And what that means is it comes in two, but I need them separate. I'm not doing both sides. So I just got it started cutting it, but then you can pull it apart. So you really are getting two wires. They're the same wires, it's just one has red on it, one has black, so you can tell positive and negative. The load side of the shunt. So I have two different sized holes. One's a 3/8 and one's a 4/8, so I know I need the 4/8 over here. And this is going to the load side. Everything in my system is still off. I don't know how much else I could fit on this. It's not even like... I can't even... It's not long enough. So also something to think of, when you're putting things on your posts, when you have your lugs are different sizes, but then depending how the lug sticks out, you might have one lug this way, one lug this way, one lug this way. You can't put a lug right on top of a lug because of the... Let's see. This little bump, it kind of bumps out a little. They don't sandwich real nice. They stick away from each other because of that. So keep it in mind. Yeah, it's got it going like straight out. So there's something else to think about. When I put the cover on, I need this to go straight down like that. Oh. caught my genius move with the tape. Okay, one more thing I want to show you because I'm losing light, but this is how to hook up the 12-volt socket, and then I'm just going to wire it into my distribution panel. This is 10 gauge wire. If you ever are using these and you clamp it and you're like, oh crap, I can't squeeze it anymore, this little thing right here, it lets you open it back up. So don't panic, because I have. So what I really want to show you, so I'm putting this on, and then if you get this thing and you're like, how am I going to wire that? All this little baby does is just plug in to that. So you're not plugging it into a wall outlet, you're plugging it into this female connector. Something else I want to show you real quick too, because these have to jump together. So this is going to go to here, and then I need to put this together going out. I lucked out the first time and my idea worked. This time it did not. I clamped it and one side slid out. So this, of course, I don't have any extras. There's no like, just in case you do this. I don't have an extra lug nut with the kit. I don't have extra the clamps. This is a 10 gauge clamp. I only have stuff that goes up to 16 or 14. So I have to throw in the towel, at least for today, till I get more supplies. I wanted to show you a cool thing I figured out. I'm in limbo right now, so I'm trying to figure out other things I can do while I'm waiting on a power cord to arrive and some wiring and just, you know, a couple of things. So I'm wiring my fan, the wires from the fan, to my 12-volt distribution block. Let me show you what I figured out. All right, so here's the fan and the wires that come with it. So what I've decided to do is bring my wires up this way, because there's these, can we see this? These little channels. So I still have to insulate the main part of the ceiling, as you can see, but I'm gonna bring the wire up through these little channels. Now I have already run Thinsulate through these other channels here, these deeper ones, and what I wanted to do was get the wires through. Well, I've already got the Thinsulate in the way. So this is the wire that's gonna go to the fan. So I've got it up here. I pushed the Thinsulate with a flathead screwdriver and just inched it back. Push, 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 got it out of the way so I could get the wire in through this channel and out the other side. But I want the wire insulated still, or, you know, as best as possible, not right up against the bare metal, because this gets incredibly hot in Arizona. So I kind of pushed the wire, smushed it so it created a loop in here. Then I brought the insulation back over the wire, so now the wire is actually underneath the insulation. And I did that. I had to do it on 2 channels. It was a little challenging, but I did that. So now I've got my wire that I'm gonna just bring across the wall and then down to my distribution block there. I'm also going to put maybe part of a grommet or wire, some sort of wire protection here, because it's a little bit of a rub spot for the wires. Okay, just talked to the guy at the electrical company. So he was saying to make this work, what I can do, and this would make sense because you're trying to jam pack twice as much, but I can cut half of one of the wires and half of the other, and then join those together at the spade connection terminal, and then of course heat shrink. I don't have white, so I'm using yellow. Let's see if that works. I'm gonna do this on my own because I've been very frustrated. I already cut half of this wire. See, can you tell? It's hard to see, but I cut half of it down here. And now I'm gonna loop. Just twisting these together. So I cut half of that off. And can you see the cut there? Okay, so I need heat shrink on both of these wires. And now I want these babies twisted together. And I do have a little too much wire exposed there. It will fit into, we're clamped. I'm gonna heat shrink it, and then once I can test the batteries, we'll get to rocking. After some camera issues, I was finally able to wire up that plug into my 12-volt system. Because I wanted to test both the cigarette plug and the USB port, I did a couple things. I used these like rechargeable shower battery things that I have that were 12-volt cigarette plugs, and they work. So I was really happy about that. Then I just used this USB ring light to make sure it worked, and my day was made when I realized that, yes, it does work. I thought it worked. Something still wasn't really jiving here, so I just made sure all my connections were really tight and checked over my whole system again. And honestly, this was so long ago, I don't remember exactly what I did. So I think I was just reviewing everything and making sure everything was nice and snug because I had not yet bolted it into the camper van. But eventually everything snugged in really nicely. I was able to get things where they needed to go. And then I tested the light, and this is where the real joy ends up coming in. Once I made sure everything was on, the light was on as well, and I was quite stoked to now have 12-volt power to the van. I just popped my knee. I think my sister's here. And I'm getting a workout with all this hand tightening. Don't strip a screw. But that could have been a real Pistol Pete. Shit. Female. Not sure how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. That's what happens when you don't know what the heck you're doing and you try the best you can. Careful, because now these bitches are gonna want to cut ya. Oh.